Okay, good morning. I hope this isn't backwards the way it looks. Try something different today. I'm going to show the Forest of Enchantment Tarot by Lunaea, Weathestone, and illustrated by Meraylah, Allwood. Probably mispronounced those names. But this is a Llewellyn, a deck from Llewellyn, I think 2019, I think. Sorry. The weather's changing a lot here, so I get stuffed up, but it sure looks like the picture's backwards. So I'm not sure if this will work or not, but we'll see. Normally it works fine. Anyway, this is the major arcana. Here is the Fool. We'll look at the box and the book later. Here is the Fool card, which in this deck is 0, the white heart. It looks like a white deer. Here's what the backs look like. You can see they're reversible. So they're okay cardstock if you're into cardstocks. So let's get that out of the way and let that go for a little bit. Make sure they're all in the image there. And the sun is out, the windows are open, the lights are on, because at the end of this, I'll just give you a brief tour of the room here. This card's interesting, number 20, which is usually Judgment, the Council of Animals. I can identify those animals for you. It's hard to see, but there's a toad right there, a fox, deer, some sort of owl, tawny owl, a Merlin hawk, a bat, I think, squirrel, raven or crow. I'll say raven. A hare, rabbit, hedgehog. And I guess that's a badger and a bear. Let's see what the book says. Sorry, I'm holding the microphone so I can be more mobile later. Hedgehog, bear, badger. Whoops, got my order wrong. And that's what it says about them. The book is glossy, and since I typically maul my books as I look at them. Also, if anybody's showing up, I doubt they would on this time of day, but if you are, I turned off the chat because this is really just me showing a deck. But I'll say hello if anybody comes in. Welcome. Feel free to continue watching or watch it back later. But that's what it says about each of the Council of Animals. And again, I'm kind of stopped up, so there's might be a popping sound, and that's because of, I don't know, whatever's going on with the weather. It's like super warm yesterday and today. So here comes what is normally called the wands, but it is, in this deck, it's called spells. I won't be zooming very much because I'm going to pick the camera off of here and kind of show the rest of the room. But the spells, which is normally wands, I do like the dragon wand card there. I like the overall green and dark blue. There's another dragon. Not sure. And baby dragon. So does that make him mother or father of dragons, maybe? And instead of, page, knight, queen, king, it's child, seeker, weaver, keeper. Looks like Dr. Strange a little bit. Here comes what's normally the cups, but am I correct on that? Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Let me look in a book. Cups is visions, so I'm wrong. Hold on. I should have known that when I didn't see the fish. So there we go. Because of the fish right there, a trout of some kind, maybe. Let me see if they're on there correctly. It's kind of crooked, isn't it? It's crooked because the board underneath it's crooked. Pull it down. There we go. I'm not sure about three bears dancing, but there's a frog. Always good to see a frog. If the deck's missing anything, I would have had at least one snake in here somewhere. Maybe there is. I see something hinting at a spider. It'd be nice to have seen a spider and maybe replace the unihorns here with one of those. But I get it's enchantment, right? Not your regular forest, which is filled with insects. Here comes challenges, which is swords. Should have saw that right there, even though that's an arrow. I like especially in this suit, you got the briars and thorns and the gnarly branches. Look at that one. Mushrooms, that's good to see. Mushrooms. Not that they're so good to eat. This card, I guess that makes sense to make it so much different in terms of whiteness. So here comes the last suit, which is called the Boons, which would normally be the Pentacles, I suppose. Doesn't matter which way I turn. I'm turning the wrong way no matter what. But anyway, there's the Boons. Possible frog, toad. Looks more froggish. Even though the book says toad. That's okay. Again, with the gnarly branches. It's cool. Like a hobbit house, maybe. Spinning. Gingerbread-like house. Anyway, it's one of these boxes. It's kind of hard to do a box and hold a microphone, but hey, that's what the inside looks like. It has a ribbon. These are became more commonplace, I think. It's one of those with the magnet. Not sure about the idea of always having magnets, but I don't use the boxes. I just put them in storage, and there's the book. For some reason, I wrote Fae plus Woods. I'm not sure it's entirely Fae. And I think I showed the pages I wanted to show already. Wands as spells, cups as visions, swords as challengers, pinnacles as boons. Yep, I showed that. And then a little description of them. I said care and feeding of your deck, and I wrote don't put it in a box. It should be more about life and people, not the cards. But anyway, that's me complaining, moaning. I showed that already. It's like, let's see how many pages it is. It's like 228 pages, but with a lot, like a little built-in journal kind of thing. If you can write on slick, glossy paper like this. My book started to come apart in places. Those little things I think they're called signatures, where you have like, 6, 7 pages, and then you fold them in half and bind them in a book. But anyway, that was a quick show of the Forest of Enchantment Tarot by Lunaea, Weathestone, illustrated by Meraylah, Allwood. So if you're not interested in what's about to happen, you can click away. With that part, I'll say peace. But I'm going to, because someone asked, I'm going to detach the camera from this stand here and then show you around the room, trying to hold a camera steady and a microphone. So hold on while I put this down. Wait. First, I have to zoom out completely. I'm saying first I have to zoom out completely, okay? And then I'll detach you. Sorry about the wobbles and bumps and bobbles and all that jazz. And initially, unfortunately, you're looking straight out the window. So let's go to the door and kind of go this way. There's the door, which has one of those bamboo curtainy things, but that one's an octopus. There's the tower, which like a DVD tower, CD tower, which currently contains all of my Oracle decks. I forget how many, doesn't matter. This was going to be a green screen, this whole wall, which I painted kind of like a triangle black and then a purple, like a Roman regal sort of royal purple. But I got to take that down. That green screen thing really doesn't work that well. And if you've ever noticed the blueness to everything I do, it's often because of the light in the ceiling, but I do change through lights like yellow, orange. I got a bunch of these Walmart cheapy, whatever they're called, fluorescent, compact fluorescent light bulbs. And it does change how things look. So that's kind of cool. Over there is where I actually store all the decks. If I can move the table back to where it normally is, hold on. And if you've ever been to a live chat, this is kind of the angle that you're seeing. If I can back up enough. A little slidey glass top table I got, which is okay. It's a little smaller than I thought, but if you put, again, Walmart, if you put sliders on the bottom, you can move it around easily. It is kind of heavy. And there's the decks, how I store them in bigger boxes that are kind of, I mean, they have airflow, so they're not, but you can get 30, 40, maybe more decks sometimes in one of those boxes, which are really designed for people who collect poker cards, magic cards. And there's all the decks to be shown. There's more around on the side of this tower. Over here's a tower, but not all the tarot cards are in it. Those down there are all tarot cards. Those are tarot cards that I go to occasionally. And as you can see there's Pamela Coleman Smith, and there's Gaia statue with her back to us and a hood on her head. I think she's been saddened recently. I don't know what's going on with her, but you know, mankind and all that. And then back over here, a friend made me this metal U-shaped stand where the camera attaches there on the top and points straight down. I think it looks very similar to one that's on Amazon for like some outrageous price, but he's a welder. He turns old cars into antique cars, but he really wanted to be an artist, but you know, you got to eat and all that. So he did make that for me. That works really well. It's heavy as the dickens. There's another little camera up there for sometimes when I do picture in picture, I think it's called. So let me come over here and give you another angle perspective. I don't want this to be too long, but hey, people can click off, I guess. So there's the window I'm always facing. There's the computer I use. A Mac. There's an iPad beside it. There's where I sit a lot of times to do whatever, especially in the morning. And then over there's an ugly pile of unfinished various projects, which might remain that way. Sometimes you start and you just don't finish. Down there's that giant pile of clay, which I think is self-reproducing. In other words, it never goes away. It just seems to be growing despite me using it a lot. That's the kind of clay I use for the giveaway token thingies, which happens to be underneath the desk, hidden under that gold foil, almost like it's a satellite out in space or something. It isn't. And over there's, I'm still going to do this, but for some reason I stop and then start again. But like a 3D kind of diorama of the moon card. Not sure why I want to do. I got to spin around. Hold on. Sorry. Focus. You can do it. Yes, it did. And that's a part of the moon card diorama. But it kind of throws me off when you go and watch people who actually do really nice dioramas. And then yours looks like, pfft. And there's the closet where all the tarot and art books hang out. That side over there is art. That side over there, which you can't see very well, are tarot and oracle books. And books outside of the decks as well. I mean, most of those books are not with the deck. Some of them are ones that came with the deck, but too big to store. Over there, you can see a drawer. Let me go open it. Hang on. And as you might be able to see in there, that's where I store the smaller guidebooks that come with decks, even the little white books. So, how to end this? I guess we'll end with a nice, sorry about the bouncing around. We'll end with a nice look of the Delphithia, the Delphi of Oracle, and see if I can put the microphone down and click the button to end this. So hang on. Maybe I can just put the camera down. There. So with that, I will say goodbye, and hopefully the person that asked for this enjoys the little tour after the deck show. With that, I will say peace. Yeah.